comes a moment in life when silence is not weakness, but wisdom. When quietness is not cowardice, but control. Too often, we feel the need to defend ourselves against disrespect, to respond with equal force, to strike back with words that match the insult. But the greatest power is not in reacting, it is in refusing. Disrespect is a test. It is a mirror that does not reflect who you are, but reveals who they are. When someone disrespects you, they are not defining you. They are exposing themselves. And in that moment, you have a choice. Become like them or rise above them. The most dangerous trap is the one that provokes you to step down from your dignity, to descend into an arena where your value is compromised by your response. Consider this. Fire does not fight fire. When flames rage, it is water that quenches them. Likewise, when disrespect rises, silence drowns it. Some battles are won not by engaging, but by abstaining. Some wars are fought not with words, but with wisdom. The person who remains quiet after disrespect speaks louder than the one who shouts. Think of an eagle. When attacked by crows, it does not turn back to fight, it simply soars higher. Because the higher it rises, the thinner the air becomes, and the crows cannot survive at that altitude. So too must you elevate yourself beyond the reach of those who seek to pull you down. The higher you go, the less they can breathe. Silence after disrespect is not submission, it is strategy. It forces the offender to sit alone with their words, to hear their own echo, to wrestle with the emptiness of their insult. It starves their need for reaction and denies them the power to disrupt your peace. The greatest insult to disrespect is indifference. Many of the most powerful figures in history understood this principle. They knew that when someone speaks against you, it is often because they recognize something in you that threatens them. The weak seek to provoke, the strong seek to prevail, and the surest way to prevail is to stay in control, not of them, but of yourself. Do not be mistaken. Staying quiet does not mean you accept disrespect. It means you refuse to give it validation. It means you understand that your worth is not determined by the words of those who cannot see your value. It means you walk away, not because you are defeated, but because you refuse to waste your energy on what does not deserve it. So the next time someone tries to belittle you, insult you, or undermine you, remember this: a lion does not turn when small dogs. Your purpose is too great, your time is too valuable, and your spirit is too strong to be drawn into battles that do not build you. Stay quiet after disrespect, not because you have nothing to say, but because some things are not worth your breath. Silence is strength, not weakness. Choosing not to respond to disrespect is a sign of wisdom and self-control, not fear or submission. True power lies in refusing to react. Disrespect reveals the other person, not you. When someone disrespects you, they expose their own character, not yours. Your response determines whether you rise above or sink to their level. Some battles are won by walking away. Engaging in conflict often drains energy and lowers your value. Silence denies the offender the reaction they seek and keeps you in control. Elevate like an eagle. Just as eagles soar higher to escape the attacks of crows, you must rise above negativity. The higher you go, the less their words can reach you. Indifference is the greatest response. Staying quiet forces the offender to face their own words. It leaves them unsettled while preserving your dignity and peace. Your purpose is greater than petty battles. Time and energy are too valuable to be wasted on those who do not see your worth. A lion does not turn when small dogs bark. True strength is not found in the loudest voice or the most aggressive response. It is found in the discipline to remain silent when provoked. In a world that teaches us to react, to defend ourselves at every turn, and to meet disrespect with equal force, the true test of character is the ability to hold one's tongue. This is not a sign of weakness, but of wisdom. It takes far more power to control emotions than to be controlled by them. When someone disrespects you, they expect a reaction. They expect you to be offended, to lash out, or to defend yourself. This is their strategy. To pull you into their world, into their low frequency of behavior, where emotions rule and wisdom is absent. But silence disrupts this pattern. It does not give them what they are looking for. Instead, it puts the control back into your hands. You dictate the situation, not by engaging, but by refusing to engage. Silence is not about ignoring the issue or pretending it didn't happen. It is about choosing your battles wisely. There are moments when speaking up is necessary, but there are also moments when silence is the greatest response. When disrespect is met with silence, it forces the other person to reflect on their words. It creates a vacuum where their negativity has nowhere to land. They are left alone with their own bitterness while you walk away with your peace intact. A powerful individual does not allow the words of others to shake their foundation. Just as a mountain does not tremble because of the wind, a person who understands their own value does not crumble under insults. The moment you react, you hand over your power. But when you remain quiet, you maintain control, not just over the situation, but over yourself. History and wisdom teach us that those who achieve greatness do not waste their time on small distraction. They do not allow petty words to take them off course. A leader, a visionary, or anyone who desires to go far in life must understand this principle. Your time and energy are too valuable to be spent on proving yourself to those who have already decided not to see your worth. It is easy to shout, to argue, to fight back, but true strength lies in restraint. It lies in the ability to walk away knowing that your silence speaks louder than any words you could. When you stay quiet after disrespect, you are not surrendering. You are demonstrating the highest form of power, the power over yourself. Disrespect is never truly about you. It is a reflection of the one who delivers it. When someone belittles, insults, or undermines you, they are not revealing your flaws, but exposing their own insecurities, bitterness, or lack of self-control. Understanding this truth allows you to detach yourself emotionally from the situation and see it for what it really is, an external display of the internal struggle. People who disrespect others often do so because of something unsettled within themselves. They may feel inferior, envious, or threatened, and instead of addressing their own shortcomings, they project negativity onto others. Their words and actions are not a mirror reflecting your identity, but a window revealing their character. The moment you understand this, you stop taking their insults personally. You realize that their words do not define you unless you allow them to. This is why it is so important to control your response. If you react emotionally to disrespect, you unknowingly validate their words and give them power over you. You allow their opinion to dictate your feelings and your actions. But when you remain calm and unaffected, you send a powerful message. You are not controlled by the negativity of others. Your self-worth is not dependent on their approval or their insults. Imagine a tree standing tall in the middle of a storm. The wind may howl, the rain may beat down, but the tree remains rooted because it draws its strength from within, not from external conditions. In the same way, a person who truly understands their value does not bend or break under the weight of disrespect. They remain unmoved because their confidence is built on something stronger than opinions. This principle is not about ignoring the reality of disrespect or pretending that it does not exist. It is about recognizing that how you respond determines whether you rise above or sink to the same level. When you react with anger, you are allowing someone else's negativity to pull you down. But when you stay composed, you strip them of their power. They are left exposed while you walk away in control of yourself and your emotions. Many people spend their lives trying to prove their worth to those who will never see it. But true confidence does not seek validation from those who are blind to it. The greatest freedom comes when you no longer feel the need to react to every insult or every act of disrespect. Instead, you walk forward with the quiet understanding that your value remains unchanged, no matter what anyone else says or does. There is a difference between winning a battle and winning in life. Many people waste their energy fighting battles that do not serve them, engaging in conflicts that only drain them, and responding to disrespect as if every insult demands a reaction. But the wisest individuals understand that not every battle is worth fighting, and sometimes the greatest victory is in walking away. When someone disrespects you, they are setting a trap. They want you to react emotionally, to engage in a back and forth exchange that lowers your dignity and consumes your peace. The moment you take the bait, you step onto their level. You enter an arena where they control the rules, and the only thing you gain is wasted time and unnecessary stress. But the person who knows their worth does not fight every battle. They choose their wars wisely. They understand that some conflicts are won not by engaging, but by refusing to participate. Silence is not a sign of surrender. It is a strategy. It shifts the power dynamic. When you respond to disrespect with silence, you leave the other person with their own words. They expect an argument, but instead they are met with nothing. This forces them to sit with their own negativity, to reflect on the impact of their words, and often to realize their mistake. A person who thrives on conflict is left powerless when there is no reaction to feed their need for drama. This is not just about ignoring negativity. It is about protecting your energy. Your time, your focus, and your emotional well-being are too valuable to be wasted on battles that do not elevate you. Imagine a king or queen walking through their palace. Do they stop to argue with every person who shouts at them from a distance? No, they keep walking because they know their position and they understand that their presence alone speaks louder than any response they could give. Great leaders, visionaries, and successful individuals do not spend their time proving their worth to those who refuse to see it. They do not allow disrespect to pull them into pointless conflicts. Instead, they remain focused on their purpose, understanding that distractions come in many forms, including the words of those who seek to bring them down. The next time someone tries to provoke you, ask yourself, is this battle worth my time? Does engaging in this argument add value to my life? If the answer is no, then silence is the most powerful response you can give. Walking away is not losing, it is choosing to invest your energy in something greater. In life, there will always be people who try to pull you down, who attack you with their words, and who challenge your peace with their negativity. But the question is, will you lower yourself to their level, or will you rise above? The eagle teaches us a powerful lesson about handling attacks. It never wastes its energy fighting crows. Instead, it simply flies higher. When a crow attacks an eagle, it does not engage in a battle. It does not fight back. Instead, the eagle ascends to greater heights. It flies to an altitude where the crow can no longer survive. The higher it goes, the thinner the air becomes, and the crow is forced to retreat. This is the strategy of the wise. They do not argue with those who seek to provoke them. They do not waste their energy on people who do not matter. Instead, they elevate themselves beyond the reach of pettiness, beyond the reach of drama, beyond the reach of disrespect. The same principle applies to life. When someone disrespects you, they are trying to drag you into their world, a world of conflict, insecurity, and low-level thinking. But instead of engaging, you must rise. You rise by refusing to react. You rise by staying focused on your goals. You rise by choosing peace over pettiness. The higher you go, the less their words can reach you. The higher you go, the more they struggle to keep up. Many people make the mistake of thinking that strength is shown in fighting back. They believe that responding to every insult or every act of disrespect proves their power. But true power is in restraint. True power is in knowing that your time, your energy, and your focus are too valuable to waste on meaningless battles. You do not need to defend your worth to those who refuse to see it. You do not need to explain yourself to people who are committed to misunderstanding you. When an eagle flies, it does not concern itself with the noises below. It does not worry about the opinions of crows. It knows its identity, it knows its power, and it knows that its destiny is not on the ground but in the sky. Likewise, when you know who you are, when you understand your purpose, you will no longer be affected by the small-mindedness of others. You will realize that your greatest response to disrespect is not to fight, not to argue, but to elevate. So, when disrespect comes your way, do not react. Let your success be your answer. Let your peace be your victory. Let your silence take you to heights where negativity cannot survive. One of the most powerful responses to disrespect is not anger, not argument, and not revenge. It is indifference. When you remain quiet in the face of disrespect, you deny the offender the reaction they crave. You strip them of the satisfaction they seek. And in doing so, you take control of the situation. People who disrespect others often do so because they want a reaction. They want to provoke you, to pull you into a battle where emotions take over and where they can manipulate the situation. But when you refuse to engage, you leave them powerless. They expect you to be offended, to respond with frustration, to match their negativity. But instead, you give them silence. And silence in many cases is the most unsettling response of all. Silence forces people to reflect. It creates a space where their own words echo back to them. When you do not react, they are left alone with their disrespect. And that is a powerful position for you to be in. Many times, people only realize the weight of their words when they are not met with resistance, but with stillness. This is why silence is not a sign of submission. It is a strategic move. This is not about avoiding confrontation out of fear. It is about choosing what is worth your energy and what is not. Not everything requires a response, and not every insult deserves your attention. The strongest people are not those who argue over every offense. They are the ones who remain composed and continue forward unaffected. Think of it like this. When a rock is thrown into a still pond, it creates ripples. But when a rock is thrown onto solid ground, nothing happens. The impact is absorbed and the rock becomes meaningless. The same is true with disrespect. If your emotions are like water, you will react to every little disturbance. But if your mind is solid, stable, and unmoved, insults will land without effect. Many great leaders, thinkers, and successful individuals have understood this principle. They do not waste their time trying to prove themselves to people who do not matter. They do not argue with those who seek to distract them. Instead, they let their silence speak for them. They let their success be their response. So when someone disrespects you, remember this: their words only have power if you give them power. Indifference is the greatest response because it leaves them confused, powerless, and without control over your emotions. You do not have to win every argument. Sometimes the greatest victory is in saying nothing at all. Every person walking this earth has a purpose greater than their present moment. Life is too short and too valuable to waste energy on petty arguments, meaningless conflicts, and proving your worth to those who refuse to see it. When you allow yourself to be drawn into battles over disrespect, you are allowing distractions to take you off course. But when you remain focused, unbothered, and steadfast in your path, you reclaim your time, your energy, and your peace. Imagine a lion walking through the savannah. It has not stopped for the barking of small dogs. It has not lowered itself to acknowledge every noise in the distance. Why? Because its focus is greater than the distractions around it. The lion knows it is a king. It knows its power. It knows that no matter how much noise is made by those beneath it, its position does not change. This is the mindset of those who achieve greatness. They do not allow small-minded people to disrupt their purpose. Disrespect is a test of emotional discipline. It is a moment where you must decide whether to react or to rise. If you react, you step down from your position, wasting time defending yourself against people who will never truly listen. But if you rise, you remain above the nonsense, refusing to engage in what does not serve you. Your silence in these moments is not weakness. It is proof that your focus is stronger than their words. Many people never reach their full potential because they are too busy fighting battles that do not matter. They waste their time proving themselves to people who will never accept them. But the most successful individuals understand that not every opinion deserves a response, not every insult needs an answer, and not every act of disrespect requires retaliation. True confidence is knowing your worth without the need for validation. Instead of engaging in pointless conflicts, invest your energy in your growth. Let your success speak louder than any insult. When people try to bring you down, let your achievements rise higher. When negativity surrounds you, let your peace remain unshaken. The greatest revenge against disrespect is to thrive in silence. Nothing frustrates those who seek to harm you more than seeing you unbothered and winning. So the next time someone tries to belittle you, remember this: your purpose is greater than their opinion. Your future is more important than their insult. Your energy is too precious to waste on meaningless battles. Do not give them the reaction they seek. Give them silence. Keep walking forward, keep rising higher, and let your success be your answer. Silence after disrespect is not weakness, it is wisdom. It is the strategy of those who understand that their energy, time, and purpose are far too valuable to be wasted on meaningless battles. When you react to disrespect, you give power to those who do not deserve it. But when you remain quiet, you rise above, forcing the offender to sit alone with their own negativity. Disrespect is never truly about you. It is a reflection of the one delivering it. It reveals their insecurities, their fears, and their own unresolved issues. The person who remains composed and does not react demonstrates true strength, because power is not in the loudest voice, but in the one that refuses to be shaken. The eagle does not fight with crows. It simply flies higher. The lion does not turn when small dogs bark. And those who are truly destined for greatness do not waste time on petty argument. Instead, they keep moving forward, letting their success speak louder than words ever could. Your purpose is greater than their opinion. Your future is more important than their insult. The greatest revenge is not anger, it is indifference. The strongest response is not retaliation, it is thriving in silence. Walk away with your dignity intact, your energy protected, and your peace unshaken. Stay quiet after disrespect, not because you have nothing to say, but because some things are simply not worth your breath.